Hello, I'm Pavni Gupta and I'm an intern with the EDUTRI Foundation. Currently, I'm in grade 12 and I'm studying in Kyaramangala Old School Gurugram. So, yesterday, Dr. Sunil Tripathi took a session regarding financial literacy of all the interns in this foundation, and I attended the session as well. So, he explained us about the basics of stock market. And I'm in grade 12, and personally, I have zero knowledge of anything related to stock markets and trades, and but I have a striving curiosity for the same, and that is why I joined this esteemed internship, and I'm glad to be a part of it. So yesterday, when Dr. Sunil Tripathi was teaching us stuff, I gained a lot of knowledge in just 1 hour session. So in with the starting of the session, he started with telling us all about the market cap, which is the total amount of capital invested in the business. Further, he told us the different types of market capital by giving us example of companies like the Asian Paints. So, like first of all, he told us what large market cap is, what mid market cap is, what small market cap is, and then finally what micro level cap is. He also told us that the companies with large capital, which is large cap companies, which are the top 100 to 1 to 100 companies, are the least risky companies. And then comes the mid cap companies, which are from 101 to 250, and then these are a bit more risky. And then small cap companies, which are 250 to 500, which are which is somewhat more riskier. And then finally micro cap companies, which are 500 onwards. These are the most riskiest companies. And like if you want to invest in share markets, you should always go with the less risky company, which is the large cap, the mid cap, or the small cap. Micro cap is the least recommended unless you like to take risk. And then further, he introduced with what ROCE is. The full form of ROCE is return on capital employed. So what is return on capital employed? Return on capital employed is the we all need some kind of money to start a business, right? So that is what capital is. So capital employed is equity, which is the owner's capital in the business, which is the amount owner invested in the business, and plus the debts or the borrowings, like whatever the owner borrowed from outside in order to start the business. For example, I have a business, and I have a 10 lakh business, and I invested 5 lakh in it, and then I borrowed 5 lakh from outside, from my friends, relatives, from banks. And so 5 plus 5, the 10 lakh, it is my capital employed. And the return on capital employed, it is nothing but a percentage of the total capital employed upon the earnings or the profits you are earning from the companies. For example, my total capital employed is 10 lakhs, right? And the profits I earned from the company is 10,000. So like my return on capital would be the division of both of them, which is 100%. And then like also a company with better ROC is a better company. Why? Because a company is earning more, because it is nothing but percentage of the profit ratio what you are earning, right? So a company, so till now what we have noted is company with large capital is less risky, and then company with the most ROC is also the least risky company. And now further he told us about the debt equity ratio. What is debt? Debt is nothing but the borrowing, the loan, whatever you borrowed from the outside. If you're indebted to someone, means you have to pay some amount to someone. So our debt equity ratio is the debt divided by the equity of the company. So which the higher the ratio is, for example, the ratio of my company is 10%, and the ratio of some other company is 5%. The debt equity ratio is 5:1, and mine is 10:1. So clearly my debt equity ratio is higher. So I am more indebted to some other person. So like my company is more riskier to invest in, because I am least likely to give you the return, since I am more indebted. And now he told us about the promoter holdings. So promoters are the people who work in the organization and who helped in the startup of the company. So promoter holding are the percentage of the company which the promoters have. So like for example, I have 10 promoters in my company, and my promoters holdings are 80%, and these are not decreasing. Like in fact, like 80%, in general terms 80% is not allowed. 75% is the highest in private companies, so let it be 75%. For example, in my company, all the promoters are holding 75%. of the shares. Now clearly some other person can see that the promoters, they don't want to disinvest in my company, they're clearly invested, so they know that my company is growing. So that's why if you're willing to buy the shares, you should buy the shares of the company with more promoters holding. Now for example, the promoter holding of my company. Now for example, like the promoters in my company, in 2018 the promoters holding was 75%, in 2019 it was 70%, in 2020 it was 69%. So clearly there's a decreasing trend, right? That means that even the promoters, the main people of the company, they are disinvesting in the company. That means the company is falling, that means the company is depreciating. So that is why you should not invest in that company. And similarly, for example, there's a company so and so, and the promoters holding, you can see that these are decreasing or these are constant. That means you should invest in that company, because that is clearly, that is not a riskier company, and it is in its operation well. And also, like, the knowledge I gained is that, first I told that promoters holding can be maximum 75%, and other than that it's maximum of 25% in banks. And that is all we learned in yesterday's session. And now we have more sessions coming up till 22nd of June, and I'm so excited to attend them, because I've already, thank you.